And we are back. Give people a minute to jump in. I'm actually gonna put this record on properly this time. Bear with me. Ooh. Here we are. Excellent. I think I'm happy with how the picture looks. I look a little blown up, might be a little too bright, but I can fix that easily. Hey, how y'all doing? See some friends coming in now. Ah, that's better. Okay. How y'all doing? Hey. I'll answer some vocal questions while we're here. Today's a bit of a shorter stream because I've got a show I'm going to later today that I'm excited about. That'll be decently fun. Anyone else going to any good shows or any holiday shows before the year ends? What do y'all got going on? Oh yeah, I was going to put on this record again. Do I have the right thing selected? I do. Excellent. Make sure you like the stream on the way in. Make sure you share it with a friend. If we hit 50 viewers in today's shorter stream, I'm going to give away a free subscription to our online program to someone hanging out here in the chat today. Oh, there's Marvel behind me. Hello, Marvel. Yes. Hello, baby. W's in the chat for Marvel. Hello. Going to Chiodos tonight in Boston, Massachusetts to see the homies Craig Owens, as well as Mitch Rogers, who plays guitar. Very excited to see them. That's better, I think. How y'all doing out there? Make sure you like the stream on the way in. Make sure you share this today. Share it with a friend. If we hit 50 viewers today, I'm going to give away a free subscription to our online program to someone hanging out in the chat. Puppy, yes, indeed. You definitely saw that correctly. Anyone else to go into any good shows soon? Or, and like I said, I'll answer some vocal questions before I got to get going today as well. And if we hit 50 viewers, I'm going to give away a free subscription to our online program to someone hanging out in the chat. I asked an interesting question on stream yesterday that I'll ask all of you guys because I'm listening to Fit for an Autopsy right now. What is everyone's favorite band here that sounds like really organic, sounds like real instruments? It's not super overproduced. What do you guys listen to? Looking for some new recommendations for music, as well as just trying to get a view on like how many bands out there really sound truly like big and powerful and real and not like super like digital sounding. This record is really cool. And again, I'll answer some vocal questions before I let everyone go for today. Today's a bit of a shorter stream because I'm off to Chiodos today. It's also Hawthorne Heights and Immure. And who else? Big Ass Truck. That's who else is playing today. Very, very fun. isn't metal. Let me check that out. There's a Japanese math rock band I've been listening to that feels really organic called the Cabs. I'm writing that down. That sounds really interesting. I'm gonna make a list of these bands. I think Fit for an Autopsy counts in there, even though it's like a really thick, more modern sound. Like you can tell it's more organic, and the kind of stuff Will Putney, their producer and guitar player, does is very organic. But organic bands, the Cabs. Thank you for that recommendation. Been a long time since I've heard something more. I saw Bad Omens the other day in Glasgow, so good. Definitely overproduced, but excellent. Been a long time since I've heard something more raw. And that's something I hear a lot, honestly, in terms of people feeling like there's a lot of stuff right now that's very production heavy, but it's a bit difficult to find anything that really like truly feels like there's just like that raw, real feeling happening. And that said, people have different tastes, people have different viewpoints on this thing, but I think a big thing, because we were talking about this on stream yesterday with kind of the rise of the AI thing, like we're definitely looking at a big resurgence of a lot of bands sounding more just raw and just punchy and organic, and doing that really to prove that they actually did do it and to make it sound that much more like they do live. I think we're going to see a lot more of that coming into music in the next couple months, and honestly the next couple years. Well, this song's cool. Spoils of the Horde, that's neat. Anyone else y'all have been listening to? Or I'm going to also answer a couple vocal questions before I let everyone go for today, before I go to this show. I will say, additionally, because we've gotten a lot of support recently, thank y'all for the support. It's really kind and really appreciated. And I did update our camera setup recently because of that, which I'm really glad to have been able to do that thanks to you guys and all your support. And again, like I'm going to keep saying, I just never ask for anything like donations or anything like that in the chat. It's nice when people do it, but I never ask for it because I want to make sure to give something back to all of you. So for anyone that wants to support the stream, help keep this free, help keep things like our YouTube channel free, I made a follow-along video version of the warm-up that I use with different bands that I work with on tour, and I put it all together for you guys for just $5 right here, and you get to keep that. That's not a subscription. You can just have that. So right there in the chat, that is our $5 tour warm-up. If you want to support us, if you want to support me, help keep all this going, help keep this free, you can grab that and grab the warm-up for yourself today. Every single one helps and counts. Like, for example, there were some people recently that weren't too thrilled with the video quality, and we were able to update the camera this week because of all of you guys supporting. So thank you all so much. One of the only like raw albums that comes to mind is Count Your Blessings by Bring Me the Horizon. Yeah, that's a good one. And actually, if you're into that kind of sound and that older kind of, like what some of those OG kind of bands were doing, I would recommend checking out, for my friend that just mentioned Count Your Blessings by Bring Me the Horizon. Let me think of something that I think you would like if you're into that. Honestly, like older, like Darkest Hour, like mid-2000s Darkest Hour, I think you would be really into that. We're seeing Darkest Hour next week or the week after, I think, like here in New England, and it's going to be cool because the front of house, like the sound engineer for my band, Renaissance, is also going to be their sound engineer for those shows. So we're going to have some shared custody there. That'll be really cool. How's everyone doing? Someone's mentioning the band Threat Signal. I'll have to check out that band. The record I'm listening to is a newer record. It's the Nothing That Is by Fit for an Autopsy. You know, it's funny between like deathcore and metalcore and stuff like that. Sometimes the only difference is the vocals and the delivery, because musically, apart from this like choruses and stuff like this, they're almost exactly the same. I'll answer some vocal questions and stuff too while we're hanging out. Make sure you like the stream on the way in, share it with a friend. If we hit 50 viewers today, I'm going to give away a free subscription to our online program to someone hanging out in the chat today. Not a bad album, yeah, for sure. I agree. I'm hearing Riley jumping back in right now. And I've got a little longer that I can hang out with y'all today, too. Angel Maker just dropped it out a new record this week. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Some more stuff in the deathcore sphere for sure. Underrated band from Canada. Sick high-pitched screams I haven't heard anyone else do. Threat Signal. I'm going to write that down to remember to check that out. Thank you for the recommendation. Threat Signal. Very sick. And for anyone that has been interested in any newer music that's been coming out recently, I did just drop here on our YouTube channel the one-take playthrough of our newest song, Break Through the Surface, that I'm really excited about. I've recorded that and produced that, mixed that here in our studio, did that song with our friend Dal Av. And if anyone wants to actually hear the song, if you're into these kinds of bands, like the kind of stuff that you're mentioning, definitely check the song out. It's called Break Through the Surface. I just linked it right there in the chat. Don't forget to like the stream, everyone. Yes, thank you. How to Feel Real for the reminder. Thanks so much. But yeah, I'm going to have to check some of those things out. I hope some of you check out my band Renaissance and enjoy the music. The question for everyone today was like, again, just like different kind of bands, because someone was mentioning how they went to Bad Omens the other day. Who else played that show? Our friend there in Glasgow who went and saw Bad Omens. Who else played that day? Remember to like the stream on the way in, share the stream. If we hit 50 viewers, I'm going to give away a free subscription to our online program, EVI Now, to someone hanging out in the chat. And by the way, our online program is 45% off right now. Like everything we have in there is 45% off, and you get the whole thing when you sign up, which is more than 300 lesson videos, all full-length lesson videos, more than 300 of them, all of my warm-ups, all of the follow-along guides and quizzes, basically everything you need to learn and get better with extreme screaming and singing for under $20. You can get the whole thing right now for just $19.25 through this link that I just sent in the chat. There's a code right there, Black Friday, all caps, one word. But if you hit that link and use that, you can get our whole online program right now for just $19.25. And we're doing payment programs here in the US, so you can grab that for even less right now. Check that out for sure. Ghost Inside and Bill Murray, that must have been really cool. I had a fun time working with the Ghost Inside a few years ago as they were in the studio and getting ready for their most recent record that they put out, which I've got right there behind me. What is it called? Searching for Solace. That's right, yeah. I had an awesome time working with the Ghost Inside camp. Good boys for sure. For any of you that want to learn how to scream and sing in the ways that I've taught different bands like this too, I did just put that link to our online program here in the chat. That's 45% off right now. And you can learn all the kinds of things like I did with Visual from The Ghost Inside and so many other bands that I've worked with too. And I'll answer a few more questions here too while I still have time. Whether those questions are about vocals or about music or about bands or about recording, I'm happy to talk about the whole thing. Telefunken Best Microphone. Hello, Al Trano. Welcome back. Al, I don't know if you were here earlier in the week for the stream, but we were able to get a new, I don't know if you can tell that much because I don't think I'm using it totally correctly, but we got a new streaming camera for the stream here because of everyone supporting here in the chat. Again, thank you all so much for your support, helping us be able to keep the channel free, help keep these live streams free for everybody, help me be able to help everyone else out here. If you want to support us in any way, the best way to do that is to just use that link right there to grab our tour warm-up. Rather than just donating, you can grab our $5 tour warm-up through that link that I just put in the chat. It's the same kind of warm-up I do with all of the different bands I work with, packaged in a nice, easy follow-along video that you can use every single day to be able to get your voice ready for anything you need to do. Someone just asked about pitched screaming. I'll talk about that for a moment. And really, the important thing about pitched screaming is understanding that all screams are pitch-based. All of them, regardless of what they are or what you might think. All of these different screams have some sort of pitch to them because your voice is being used. It's just letting that be a little more noticeable. If I take my regular voice and build that maybe into a fry scream, like so, if I kind of stop that building somewhere along the spectrum and kind of stop halfway between, so that I'm kind of halfway between scream and halfway between singing, somewhere in the middle, I'm gonna take that higher, a little higher, a little higher than that, and suddenly you have that kind of pitched screaming, like sparkly sound. And if you want to learn more about the pitched scream, I'm going to recommend two different things to you all. For those of you that do enjoy our YouTube channel here, and we are of course live streaming on YouTube, definitely subscribe if you aren't already, if you're just here lurking in the chat. There's a video we have called Pitched Screaming Explained here on our YouTube channel. It's called Pitched Screaming Explained, and you'll be able to learn a bunch of stuff about pitch screams there, have some exercises to follow. And if you want to learn even more than that, I have a course that's, I think, about or maybe a little over an hour in our online program, all about starting to do pitched screams and multiple other courses that have to do with this topic. And those all exist within our online program, which is 45% off right now. I can't think of any different other companies that are doing 45% off of anything right now. I know a lot of people are raising their prices and then just marking them as on sale, which I think is ridiculous. So you can see what our stuff normally costs, and it's been that since we launched the program. And now you can get everything we have, including all of our pitched screaming courses and all those lessons, which there's so many, for just $19.25 at the lowest, because of that 45% off sale. And we're doing payment plans now, so you can just drop a few dollars and start learning that today. So for my friend that wants to learn pitched screaming here in the chat, let me look at your name. Oh, Ricard. Hello, Ricard Mahler. I remember you. You can check out our online program for that course on pitched screaming, all of our other videos on pitched screaming there in the program, and all the different warm-ups and exercises we have about that, in addition to what we've got here on YouTube. Great question about MTD in here. Slightly more specific, someone asked a question about vocal tension that I'll address here. Do you have any advice related to getting back into vocals from vocal tension dysphonia. The big thing is just really taking it slow and trying to build those vocals in as small and refined a way as possible before trying to like grow that and build that into something more. The big thing I see, especially with people dealing with like different kinds of tension dysphonia, is like I've worked with a lot of people that have varying levels of MTD, and that can definitely be tough. That can definitely be challenging. But something I will say to all of you here is really take it slow. A lot of the kind of things that I like to do is try to connect screaming to the speaking voice in order to really be able to understand it best and feel like we're not abusing it either. Because it is really easy sometimes for these things to get the best of us and have all of that tension build up in such a way where it's really getting in the way. And if you want to learn these kinds of things, because these are the same kind of tactics, like learning how to scream through the speaking voice, things that are more so based in like a speech therapy kind of mindset. These are things I've done with lots of different vocalists. And there are plenty of vocalists that are just starting out at home, and plenty of professional vocalists, including ones that I have on the wall behind me, that have dealt with lots of different things with MTD, muscle tension dysphonia, and different amounts of like vocal tension dysphonia too. So that's something I've worked with a lot. And if you want to learn about what I'm talking about, there's a new course that I just put into our online program. We just put this course out, and it's called Fry Screaming Through Your Speaking Voice. And I recommend you check that out if you are someone that does deal with MTD or this kind of VTD that you're coming back from right now. And I can understand how frustrating that must be at times, but there are solutions. And you can learn those things in our online program, which is 45% off right now. You can get all of our lessons in there. It's over 300 lesson videos, all full length for just $19.25 at the lowest. Or, because I do always recommend this, like if you're dealing with muscle tension dysphonia, vocal cord dysphonia, any sort of like those kind of more medical, like diagnosed kinds of tension that you've dealt with, it does take a little more specific care with that, because you don't necessarily want to like try to force too much on your own without guidance, depending on how severe the situation is. So let me look up the name of who said that. That was Sam Hardiker 7698 here in the chat. If you want to work with someone like me directly or talk to us about what you've been dealing with, tell us a little more about your situation. I'd love to help if I can. If you want to do a lesson together, that would be the best way to do that. Here's a link to do lessons with me as well. And we're making those more affordable than ever, giving you guys more ways to save than ever, and like bundle those lessons too. And on top of that, being able to break that up with different payment plans too, if you are someone in the US right now. So definitely check out that link for lessons with me if you deal with any of those kind of more like medical level kind of things of tension, because that is something that I work with people very regularly. I do know what that means. I do know how to work around that, and I have a very high success rate of being able to help people out with those sorts of things. Sometimes like high stress situations can kind of cause that. Sometimes it can be for no reason. Like different people with muscle tension dysphonia, it's like kind of muscle spasms happening seemingly for no reason. Have some other friends coming to the stream. Thanks so much for hanging out. My son wants to start a rock band. What should I do? Honestly, the things that I always recommend for different people is really like just getting started, doing everything you can. Find people to start a band with, play with people, start to learn these kinds of vocals, really take in as much information as you can, like let yourself go for it. Oh, and I see the diagnosis thing here. I think you're the first coach who can demonstrate all styles, and it sounds relaxed but still powerful when doing it. Thank you, Ricard. I appreciate that. And that's something I definitely pride myself on. And that's something that I really work hard to teach everybody else too. And I was having that conversation with a younger band today that I had here for a lesson. A newer band that just got signed recently. They're getting on more tours and more festivals, and they've been struggling with like feeling like they have to push really hard to get this stuff going because they haven't like toured that much. And now that they're going to be touring a lot more, they're trying to figure out, how do I scream in all the ways that I want to and need to and sing, but without wrecking myself every day? And what I try to get people to do is get into these very kind of brutal screams. Like, they're a metalcore band, but they want to throw in like the really big, meaty kind of screams, and almost like those more deathcore-y guttural kind of sounds. And what I help people with is being able to get there in such a way where it doesn't have to require a lot of force or like effort in order to get that to happen. And yet you'll feel the volume and the strength of the sound be massive if you know how to let them. And if you are someone out there that wants to learn how to do those things, you can grab our online program for 45% off right now. That's our Black Friday sale that we're running right now. That's a link to it there in the chat. The whole thing right now is under $20. That gets you over 300 lesson videos, all full-length lesson videos. The whole program is well over like 40 hours worth of stuff right now. All of my warm-ups are in there. All of our follow-along guides are in there, and you get everything when you sign up, and you can get that for as little as $19.25. And we're doing payment plans now too. You can grab that through the link in the chat. And because we have so many people that are really stoked on everything here, I appreciate all of you. If you want to support us, support the stream, help keep this going, help keep this free so I can keep answering your questions, you can, for just $5, get our tour warm-up right here through the link that I just sent to the chat. That's just $5, and you can watch that video as many times as you want. Follow along with it every day to warm up the same way that I warm up all the different bands I work with, like all the albums you see behind me that I've worked on. Thanks so much for being here. Happy to help you all. It's easy to develop bad habits, and there's still a lot of myths and misconceptions out there. Ricard, yes, you are absolutely right. That is true, and that's why I work so hard to try to make sure I can debunk those myths whenever they do come up, especially if they start to pick up steam, help people back onto the right track, and really talk about, in the world of vocals, the things that really matter. Because sometimes people will get really hyper-focused on like exactly how many decibels loud a scream is supposed to be, or thinking about like how much push they're supposed to use. People trying to make it about like trying to see into the voice. Like a lot of people talk about like the whole camera in the throat thing. We're even starting to see people talking about like MRI scans and stuff like that with different things. But those things don't really help people learn how to do this stuff, because it's not like everybody has a camera scope in their house. Does anyone here in the chat own an MRI machine? I don't. If any of you have access to one and you're a doctor, I am not recommending that you just throw yourself into the MRI machine. That's definitely not the point. But it's about trying to focus on the things that really matter. And that's always what I'm happy to do here for you all in these live streams, here on our YouTube channel, and with all the lessons that I teach to you guys and all of the bands that I work with too. Remember when scream tutorials were like drink milk before you scream and you're good? That was How to Feel Real. That's the era I grew up in. So when I was trying to learn how to scream, I would try to search online how to scream, and all YouTube had was stuff like that. And that's it. And it was not helpful. And that's a big part of why I do all of this the way I do, because I recognized like how people were really struggling to find a way to learn in like a real way. And I want to really be that one-stop shop for everyone to get everything they need. I also still meet people that believe the milk myth, and I undo that milk myth at every chance I can. Sorry, I have to write that down too. Fun fact, and I'll let you guys all in on, not many people outside of like my own friends and people in my life know this, but I have an endless amount of notes in my phone that are just random bizarre phrases that I hear throughout the day. And if I hear something crazy like milk myth, I'll write that down And then at some point, I'm going to be writing a song here in my studio for my band or otherwise. And I'm going to, if I don't have a name for the song already, I'm going to name the project file Milk Myth now. So thank you for that. I have hundreds of notes in my phone of just ridiculous things I hear every day that I just have written down. So all of you in the chat, if you say something ridiculous enough, it's probably going to become a file in my computer. and a note in my phone. Because the other thing is, once I've made the song out of that thing, I never remember to delete the note. So I just have the note forever and the file in my computer forever. You make screaming very approachable to me. Like, I thought it was going to be impossible for a tiny female like me. Absolutely anybody can learn vocals. Anybody can learn these extreme styles of screaming and singing. Even people who deal with different like medical conditions, different people with different levels of tension that they know about. Anyone at any age, any type of person, male, female, anyone in between, you can all learn, you can all grow, and we can all do that together here by utilizing what I've been able to give you all here in these live streams, in all of our YouTube videos, our YouTube channel, which will always be free, and everything else as well. And I appreciate all of you here supporting us. And I'm happy to make vocals like this approachable and make you all feel good and comfortable doing these things too. Like that makes me very happy, and I'm very proud to be able to do that for all of you. And for anyone that does want to support us, support the stream, support me, and help keep things like our YouTube channel here and otherwise totally free, that is a $5 tour warm-up that I just sent to the chat. So for just $5, you can grab our tour warm-up right there. That'll give you the same kind of warm-up I work on with all of the bands that I work with, like all these bands that you see behind me of the different albums that I've helped with. Bands like that newest one from Set It Off that I still have to post about, We Came as Romans, Silent Planet, Silosis, Kublai Khan, Knocked Loose. We got The Word Alive back there. We got Polaris back there, In Heart's Wake, The Ghost Inside, like we were talking about earlier, Orthodox, who I saw the other day, Darkest Hour. And I'm on my way to Chiodos today, which I'm very excited about. And I have to go in just a little bit to get going to that. So if you want to learn in the same ways that I've done in all of these other ways, you can grab that $5 tour warm-up that I just put in the chat. Oh, and How to Reel just said, come on, take advantage of the amazing Black Friday sale, less than $20 for the whole program. You're one. Riley, are you right there? Yeah. You are 1 feet pick away from unlocking your inner demon. I need to start carving more of my feet picks. Oh, that is awesome. Thank you, How to Feel Real. That is going in our Comment Hall of Fame that we do have, by the way. I don't share that, but we do have a Hall of Fame of the most insane things we've seen our people say here. So thank you for that. But to your point, everyone here, for less than $20 right now, you can get our entire online program. I'll give that to you all one more time before I got to start getting ready here. Here's the link to that. That is for our online program. It's like our YouTube channel souped up to the superth degree. You get over 300 lesson videos when you sign up, all of my warm-ups, all of our follow-along guides, and all the warm-ups for every voice type, by the way. Everything you could ever need to learn extreme screaming and singing like this. It is the largest online platform of its kind like this for the lowest price out there. Because I see lots of people raising their prices, and we're making sure not to do that. And we're also doing a bigger sale than we're seeing anyone else do, and a bigger sale than we've ever done, too. 45% off. You can grab the whole program for just $19.25. Once again, lost my microphone for a moment there. Took this man's lessons, actually learned to scream properly, and brought understanding on how to grow. Hey, thank you so much. I don't see your real name here, but I see bought with a price 777. I love working with everybody that I do. I'm glad we were able to have a lesson together, and I'm glad you're feeling good about your vocals. And because there were some people here earlier in the chat that were talking about taking lessons with me, and now that we have someone that has taken lessons with me here in the chat as well, talking about how they really feel like they've learned and grown. I feel so happy to have helped you. Here is a link to be able to take lessons with me directly. I just put that there in the chat, and I'm giving you guys more ways to save than ever. We're doing payment plans too, and I'm giving away more free resources with lessons. For example, now when you take a lesson with me, you get access to our online program that I've been talking about for free while you're taking lessons with me. So you can hit that link and check that out if you want to take a lesson with me and actually do this one-on-one, like our friend here in the chat did that was just here talking to me about it and talking to all of us about it. Thanks for sharing that with everybody today. I appreciate it. Definitely, because that's going to take you to a form to fill out to get in touch with me directly. Fill that out in as much detail as you can, because it really comes in handy, and I can really come up with a game plan for us to figure out everything we need to get you sounding exactly how you want to sound and beyond. Might have to tap in, do it. Definitely give it a shot right now because of this 45% off sale and everything else we're doing. This is the time to really dive in and really save the most money. Do it in the least stressful way possible. And that being said, because I do need to let you all go in just a moment to get ready for this show, I do have a special surprise for all of you for hanging out until the end of the stream. Because I always wanted to say, like I was saying earlier, I always want to make sure that this stuff is accessible to everybody. I have something for free for all of you watching right now, and that is our free quick start guide for screaming, which I'm going to give you all a link to right now. That is totally free for all of you watching the stream that made it to the end. Thanks so much for hanging out today. If you haven't already, definitely check that out. If you already have this, send it to a friend that you think needs it or would want this. Hit that link, and for totally free, you can have and watch our quick start guide for screaming. You can follow along with the exercises, get all that information for yourself, totally free. I wanted to give that to you as a thank you for everyone hanging out. This is probably, I might go live tomorrow. We'll see if there's time, but this might be the last stream I have in this setup for a little while, because I'm going to be in the studio with the band very soon for about a week. And it is a band that I showed you on the wall behind me. I'm going back to them again. So I'm very excited about that. And as of like 30 minutes ago, I might be going to do that with another band on top of that before the year ends. So definitely we'll talk about it. But that being said, can't lose with his lessons. I've tried other coaches. This guy will walk you through every step. No bullshit. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for the ringing endorsement. I'm glad you feel so good about the lesson we had together, and I'm so happy to be able to help all of you with everything you're doing. And like I was saying,
whoever that is, if you could please write like an actual review for his lessons, that would be awesome. You can do that via our website. David forgets to ask.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that'll make Riley's day. Riley, who just ran into the room and ran out. We do have a review section on our website for anyone who has worked with me directly. If you'd be so kind to write a review, it does make a very big difference. Although your comments are also incredibly kind, and I appreciate that so much. Thank you all for your help. Hope you have a nice Thanksgiving. Thank you all so much. And that being said, I'm going to let you all go for now, but I will give this one more time for anyone that does want to work with me directly, because we are giving you guys more ways to save on lessons than ever and more free resources. If you do want to take a lesson with me one-on-one, there's a link for that right there. And you can kind of get the same help and the same kind of level of care that some of my friends here in the chat have been able to do when we've done this one-on-one. I've had some students that now I'm having regularly that I met here in the chat of the live streams. And I'm so stoked to be part of their journey and so stoked to be part of all of your journey. So if any of you do choose to do this together one-on-one like this, I'd be happy to welcome you in. That door is always open. You are all awesome. Just joined. Sorry, Atomic Slop. I'm on my way out right now. I've got Chiodos and Hawthorne Heights right now. We're going to catch up with some old friends, do a little bit of vocal work today. But in case I don't see all of you, have a happy holiday if you're here in the US. I'm going to try to go live as much as I can coming up soon. It's always a little crazy as we get into the holiday season, but I'm going to be back real soon. And again, thank you all for the support today. Keep screaming responsibly, and I'll catch y'all very soon.